Hey there guys, how's it going? Dexter here, and today we're going to be talking about a smooth groove. So this one just sounds super silky smooth. So this is in the kind of R&B kind of hip hop genre. We've got 16th notes on the hi-hat, which is pretty quick. So we can't get this groove super fast in terms of tempo because our right hand will start to burn out. So we can take it to about there. But again, it's a fairly kind of slow groove. You've got 1, 2, 3. Here's how fast your metronome would be. But when you've got a slow song, that just means you can fit more into it. Again, I used to be like, oh man, slow song. It's like, well, the slower it is, the more space between the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's so much you can kind of cram in. So this is one of those. It's a slow groove, but with lots of notes, so it feels fast and feels busy. Busy is probably a better word. So that's what's going on here. So in terms of the hands, we're just playing 1 E and A. So 4 notes on the hi-hat, and then hands together, 2 E and A. 3 E and A, 4 E and A. So 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4. And again, really pay attention to your right hand technique, because as you speed it up, you might not be able to just kind of blast it out with your wrist. You see my wrist doing all the work there? You might need to go into your fingers, or maybe a kind of mixture of kind of techniques, kind of throwing it down and pulling it back. There's lots of different techniques you can get into. I'll not get into that today, but you want to be able to play your hi-hat as quick as you can without kind of burning out. So trying to find a nice relaxed way of playing a hi-hat there. If you do want to get into some hand technique stuff, check out my technique fundamentals course. Right, anyway, then we're going to basically play some really cool bass drums in there. So sorry again guys, it's the hay fever attacks. I'm like the whole way through the lesson, but yeah, I'm here, so we're learning. Right, back to it. So with the bass drums, beat 1, we've got 1 E and A on the hi-hat. We have a bass drum on the first, the second, and the fourth note. So we have 1 and a hi-hat, E and a hi-hat, 1 E and hi-hat on its own, and then a bass drum and a hi-hat. So 1 E and A. Bass, bass, hat, bass. And then beat 2, we have snare drum and hi-hat together, hat on its own, followed by 2 bass drums with the hi-hat. So the first half of the groove, 1 E and A, 2 E and A. Sounding pretty cool already. Beat 3, we have hi-hat on its own, followed by bass drum and hat again, and a hi-hat. So we have 3 E and A, 3 E and A. And then part 4, snare drum and hi-hat, and 3 hi-hats on its own. I got tired by this point. I was like, let's just have a nice, easy ending. So snare, hat, hat, hat. Very nice. So, but make sure you give them all the value. So many people play this kind of groove, they'll go, and then they'll not play the last few notes. They're only hi-hats, they're not important. Nope, keep the hi-hat going the entire way through. So, and then you put it all together. So part 1, oh no, so bum, bum, bum. And then part 2, part 3, part 4, all together. And even if you guys, I know there's a load of you guys out there like, I'm not into drum notation at all. Okay, just follow the notes. There's 3 things. Dot on the bottom's the bass drum, dot in the middle is the snare drum, the X's on the top are all hi-hats. That's not hard to read. Okay, so just use that, follow along with it, and it's just going to help you to plant it together. Take it slow. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, and make sure you get all the biggest problem with this kind of groove is the hi-hats that are on their own. People skip them out. So make sure you've got snare, hat on its own, kick, kick, hat on its own, kick, kick. So just be well aware of that. Get it slow. It won't sound musical at the start. People are like, it doesn't sound music. It doesn't sound the way you're playing it, Dex. And it's like you've got to get the notes in the right place first. It won't sound musical slowly, and then when they're in the right place and you keep repeating it, it starts to click. And then as you speed it up, it will start to sound musical. Stick in there, you will pull this off. So anyway, that's the groove just then. I'm going to put it into a short solo now. Again, once you're comfortable with this, you can try and do a couple of fills with it and just absolutely master it, feel comfortable, and again, get used to playing those kind of straight 16th note right hand patterns. The other thing at the end of this, because there's just 3 hi-hats to finish off, that's a great place for putting like little variations and fills. It's like little things you can do at the end just to finish that off. So I'll leave that for you to explore. Anyway, solo time. Oh, before I do that, remember you can subscribe if you're new, and check out the channel membership stuff if you want access to all the exclusive courses. I feel like a salesman. Anyway, right. there we go. Have some fun with that. Please subscribe. Check out the channel membership stuff. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.